When my mom was diagnosed with dementia, it felt like a trap door opened up under our family. The world we knew, the one with its predictable routines and easy conversations, vanished. In its place was just chaos. We were overwhelmed, confused, and honestly terrified of what was coming next. We had a name for what was happening, but we had absolutely no idea where to even begin. If that's how you're feeling right now, lost, scared, and completely unprepared, I want you to just take a deep breath. What you're feeling is completely normal. You are not failing. You aren't a bad son, daughter, or spouse. You are a human being facing one of life's toughest journeys. In this video, I'm going to share the 5 immediate practical things our family did that made all the difference. These aren't complicated medical strategies. They are the first foundational steps that helped us go from that initial chaos to a place of clarity and create a safe, compassionate care plan for my mom. These are the steps that will give you a place to start. The first practical thing is that you must become a student of the disease. The very first and maybe the most important thing we did was to educate ourselves. A diagnosis like dementia or Alzheimer's is a huge, scary word, but it's just the title of the book. You have to open it up and actually read the chapters. I don't mean you need to become a neuroscientist overnight. I mean, you need to understand the practical reality of what's happening to your loved one's brain. See, when you don't understand the disease, every new behavior can feel like a personal attack or just a random, frightening event. Why is mom suddenly so paranoid? Why does mom ask the same question 10 times in 5 minutes? Without that context, these moments lead to so much frustration and heartache. You might find yourself arguing with them, trying to reason with them, or correcting them, which just creates more conflict for both of you. The solution is to learn everything you can about their specific diagnosis. Dementia is a general term. Is it Alzheimer's, vascular dementia, Lewy body dementia? Each one progresses differently. Organizations like the Alzheimer's Association have incredible, easy-to-understand resources that explain the stages of the disease and what you can expect. Learning about the disease changes your perspective. You start to see that your loved one isn't giving you a hard time, they're having a hard time. That repeated question isn't meant to annoy you. It's a symptom of a brain that can't hold on to new information anymore. That sudden anger might be a reaction to being scared or confused. This knowledge becomes your shield. It helps you stop taking things so personally and transforms you from a frustrated family member into a knowledgeable, compassionate care partner. It's the first step from reacting emotionally to responding effectively. The second practical thing is that you must create a safe and supportive environment. Once we started to get a handle on the disease, our next immediate focus was safety. A home that's always been a place of comfort can quickly become a minefield of hazards when someone's perception, balance, and judgment are impaired. You start seeing dangers everywhere. The slippery bathroom floor, the stove left on, the unlocked front door. The problem is you can't watch them 24/7, and that constant worry is completely draining. You're terrified they'll fall, wander off, or hurt themselves. This fear can lead you to over-restrict their movement, which can feel controlling and chip away at their independence. The solution is to walk through the house and look at it through the lens of dementia. Go ahead and get rid of trip hazards like throw rugs and clutter in the hallways. Improve the lighting. Dark corners and shadows can be misinterpreted and cause fear. Simple things like night lights leading from the bedroom to the bathroom can make a huge difference. We installed grab bars in the bathroom and a shower chair to prevent falls. We put child-safe locks on cabinets with cleaning supplies and sharp objects. You can get an automatic shut-off device for the stove to prevent a fire. We also used contrasting colors. For example, a wooden toilet seat in an all-blue bathroom makes it much easier for them to see. A lockbox for a key by the front door can let trusted family or emergency services get in if they need to. This isn't about turning their home into a fortress. It's about creating a sanctuary where they can move as freely and safely as possible, which in turn will lower your stress immeasurably. I want to stop for a moment and offer you a tool that we used in setting up our home. I know making the home safe can feel like just another overwhelming project when your plate is already full. To help you out, I've created a simple 2-page home safety checklist. It's the exact one we used to go room by room, and it breaks this huge task down into small, manageable steps. It's totally free, and you can download it and other valuable documents from the link in the description below. Check it out. The third practical step is that you have to develop a new way to communicate with your mom or dad, or whoever you are caring for. This was an absolute game changer for us. Your whole relationship with your loved one is built on a certain way of communicating. But dementia changes all the rules. You start to realize that conversations that used to be easy are now filled with frustration and misunderstanding. The problem is that our instinct is to be logical. We correct them when they say something that isn't true. We try to use reason to pull them back into our reality. We ask big, open-ended questions like, "What do you want to do today?" which can be totally overwhelming for a mind that struggles with choices. This just leads to more arguments, agitation, and a painful feeling of disconnection. The solution is to shift from correcting to connecting. This means adopting a new communication style, where their emotional well-being is more important than factual accuracy. One of the best pieces of advice comes from dementia care expert Teepa Snow, who teaches that we have to meet them in their reality. Instead of arguing that it's Tuesday, not Saturday, just go with it. The day of the week probably doesn't matter, but their feeling of being heard and respected does. Use short, simple sentences. Instead of, "We need to get ready to go to the doctor's appointment soon," just try, "It's time to put on your shoes." Ask simple yes or no questions, or offer a choice between two things. "Would you like the blue shirt or the red shirt?" is so much easier to handle than "What do you want to wear?" And remember, so much of communication isn't verbal. Approach them from the front so you don't startle them. If they're sitting, get down on their eye level. Smile. A reassuring touch on the hand can say more than words ever could. When you stop trying to win arguments and start trying to offer comfort, your entire relationship for the better. The fourth practical lesson to learn is that you have to try to promote independence to preserve dignity. When you see someone that you love struggling, your gut reaction is to jump in and help. With dementia, that instinct goes into overdrive. You want to do everything for them: button their shirt, cut their food, find their glasses. The problem is, when we constantly take over, we accidentally strip away their independence and, with it, their sense of self-worth. This can make your loved one feel frustrated, depressed, and helpless. And for you, it's a fast track to burnout because you've made yourself responsible for every single task. The solution is to find that delicate balance between helping and letting them be independent. The mantra here is do with, not do for. Look for ways to break tasks down into simple, manageable steps. For instance, instead of dressing them yourself, maybe you just lay out their clothes in the right order. Instead of making their whole lunch, maybe you can ask them to help set the table. Focus on the skills they still have, not on what they've lost. Even if a task is done slowly or imperfectly, the act of doing it is what matters. It helps maintain their motor skills and cognitive function, but more importantly, it preserves their identity as a capable person. We simplified her wardrobe to comfortable, loose-fitting outfits with no complicated fasteners. These tiny changes allowed her to keep dressing herself for much longer, which was a huge boost for her morale. This approach isn't just about making them feel good. It's about slowing the decline of their abilities and creating more of a partnership. The fifth practical thing is to assemble your care squad and prioritize your own well-being. In the beginning, you feel like you must do it all yourself. You were there for the diagnosis. You know them best. And that feeling of responsibility is heavy. But here's the truth. Dementia care is not a solo mission. It is a marathon that is impossible to run alone. The single biggest risk for caregivers is burnout. That state of physical, mental, and emotional exhaustion that can lead to depression and your own serious health problems. If you burn out, you can't take care of your loved one. It's that simple. The solution is to intentionally build a two-part care squad. The first part is for your loved one. This includes their doctors, but it also absolutely needs to include legal and financial experts. It is so important to get documents like power of attorney for healthcare and finances sorted out, while your loved one might still be able to participate in those decisions. Waiting until you're in a crisis is too late. The other part of the squad, and the one that gets ignored most often, is for you. You need your own support system. This can be other family members, friends, a therapist, or a caregiver support group. Support groups, whether they're online or in person, are invaluable because you're connecting with people who truly get it. They understand the weird mix of grief, love, and frustration that defines this journey. You have to schedule time for yourself, even if it's just 15 minutes to read a book or walk around the block. Look into respite care services in your area that can give you a short break to rest and recharge. Remember the airline safety rule. Put on your own oxygen mask before helping someone else. Caring for yourself isn't selfish. It's the most essential part of being a good, sustainable caregiver. In conclusion, when you first get that diagnosis, it feels like you're completely lost in a fog. But you can find your way forward. To recap, the 5 things that helped us get our footing were: 1. Educate yourself on the specific disease to change your perspective. 2. Create a safe home environment to reduce risk and your own anxiety. 3. Learn a new way to communicate, focusing on connection, not correction. 4. Promote their independence to preserve their dignity. 5. Build a care squad for your loved one and, just as importantly, for yourself. This journey is a marathon, not a sprint, and you are not alone on this path. Millions of other families are walking it right beside you. If this video was helpful, please consider subscribing for more practical advice. But more importantly, I want us to build a community right here. Share your own experience in the comments. What was the first thing you did after a diagnosis? Or what's the biggest challenge you're facing right now? Reading and sharing these stories helps every single one of us feel more understood and less alone. Thanks for watching. If you found this guidance helpful, my book, Compassionate Care: Navigating Dementia Together, offers a complete roadmap for your caregiving journey. There is a link below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share for more tips on how to improve your caregiving skills.